Well, for more, we can cross to Moscow and speak to Felix Light of the Moscow Times. Felix, can you start by telling us a little bit more about this case and what exactly Memorial was found guilty of?
Well, as in many sort of cases in the Russian judicial system, this is sort of a story in two halves. Memorial's ostensible sort of crime, its ostensible offence, was violation of Russia's very controversial foreign agent laws. It had refused, or so the courts argued, to mark products or literature produced by the organization as produced by a foreign agent. But it bears repeating, I think, that among Memorial's allies, they see the sort of the motive for this court case, for this prosecution, as not so much about a sort of a technical legal matter, but about the fact that sort of Memorial, founded, of course, in 1989 and tasked with investigating sort of Stalinist repression, Stalinist crimes, has come in recent years to clash very strongly with the sort of the line put out by the Kremlin, I suppose, that the Stalinist crime should be sort of hushed up to some extent, and that Russians should instead sort of take pride in the achievements of that period and the achievements of Joseph Stalin's industrialization, his war leadership. And that was really what we saw in court today. We saw the state prosecutor sort of say that Russians should not feel ashamed about the period, and the memorial was essentially sort of blackening Russian history, if you like. Of course, Memorial was famous for other things as well. They worked in the human rights sphere. They supported political prisoners in contemporary Russia as well. So I think there's no shortage of sort of red lines set by the Kremlin that they might have overstepped. So I think this is a case with many dimensions and sort of many motives for sort of what happened today and this shutdown order.
And can you talk about just how significant this decision is and what it might mean for other civil society groups in Russia?
Well, certainly the Memorial sort of legal team have said that they will be appealing this verdict, but their chances to sort of venture an opinion are not especially strong. We're very likely to see this verdict confirmed and reconfirmed, and if the European courts rule against the Russian ones, their verdict is very likely to be ignored. This certainly is as sort of the story of sort of Memorial as a registered legal organization is very likely reaching the end of its road. In terms of sort of broader Russian civil society, this is a hammer blow. Memorial is sort of the oldest, the most prestigious organization. It wasn't always sort of the least controversial organization. It had its sort of ups and downs, but it was very sort of well respected. And this really just is almost the sort of the cherry on the cake, if you like, of a really grim year for Russian civil society. We've seen independent media shut down or labeled foreign agents. We've seen the Navalny movement, that sort of opposition grouping, almost entirely destroyed. And really, this, on one of the last days of 2021, is another sort of blow and really another sort of message that we can expect only sort of more repression, more harassment, more sort of court cases in the new year, directed really at these organizations which have formed sort of the backbone of Russian democracy for 30 years.
All right, Felix Light of the Moscow Times, thank you very much for that analysis on the decision from Russia's Supreme Court to shut down the civil rights group Memorial.